Everyone says they're trying, but are you really trying? Because if you don't stop, you win, and quitting is the only way to lose. Welcome to Easy English Official. In this video, we will talk about effort, success, and the truth about never giving up. You will learn simple English while also learning powerful life lessons. This is a place where you grow in language and in motivation at the same time. Many learners feel tired, many dreamers feel weak, and many people say, "It's too hard." But the truth is, you are stronger than you think. If you really try, you will move forward. If you stop, that is the only time you lose. Chapter 1, The Big Question: Are you really trying? Many people say they are trying, but when you look closely, you see something different. Trying does not mean thinking about it for a few minutes and then giving up. True effort is staying in the game even when it feels uncomfortable. The question is, are you really giving your best? When you want to succeed, you must test yourself and push past the easy limits. Real progress begins where comfort ends. If you always stop when it feels hard, then you are only pretending to try. Success comes to those who keep moving forward even when it feels heavy. Imagine a runner who only jogs when the weather is perfect. That person will never reach the finish line in real life. The champions are the ones who run in the rain, in the wind, and in the heat. They understand that effort does not stop just because conditions are not easy. It is the same with learning English, or any skill you want to master. You cannot only study when you feel motivated. You must study when you are tired, when you are busy, and when you feel like giving up. That is when real progress is built. Sometimes people confuse activity with effort. Scrolling through motivational posts feels nice, but it is not action. Watching someone else work hard does not build your dream. Only your own sweat and focus can make the change you want. The truth is, most people give up just before the results arrive. They stop because they cannot see progress yet. But the process is like planting seeds. Growth happens underground before you see it above the soil. If you stop watering too early, you will never see the tree. Ask yourself honestly, are you doing just enough to feel busy, or are you doing enough to truly move forward? Being busy is not the same as being productive. Real trying means doing the difficult things again and again until they become natural. That is where strength is built. Every step you take, even if small, is proof that you are trying. The key is not how fast you go, but that you keep going without stopping. Winners are not the fastest, they are the ones who do not quit. Your consistent effort is your greatest weapon. Think of every challenge as a test life gives you. When things become hard, life is asking you, do you really want this? If you say yes through your actions, life rewards you with progress. But if you say no by quitting, then the dream ends there. There will always be excuses available if you want them. You can say you are too tired, too young, too old, or too busy. But excuses cannot carry you to success, only effort can. People who succeed are not the ones with no problems, they are the ones who keep going despite problems. You must believe that effort is never wasted. Even when you fail, the practice builds skill, discipline, and strength inside you. These invisible rewards prepare you for the next opportunity. Nothing is lost when you truly try. The real loss only comes when you stop trying completely. That is when the story ends, not because it had to, but because you chose to stop writing it. So ask yourself once more, are you really trying, or are you only pretending? The answer will decide your future. Chapter 2: What True Effort Looks Like. True effort is not about showing people that you are busy. It is about what you do when no one is watching. The late nights, the early mornings, and the quiet focus are what create success. Effort is invisible before it becomes visible. When you say you are trying, ask yourself if you are giving more than yesterday. Growth does not come from repeating the same easy routine. Growth happens when you go one step further each time. Real trying means stretching beyond comfort. Think about learning English. Reading one word today and the same word tomorrow will not change your level. But reading new words, practicing sentences, and speaking out loud will slowly build confidence. That is the difference between pretending and truly trying. Winners understand that effort is a daily choice. They know motivation comes and goes, but discipline is stronger. You cannot wait to feel like it every day. You must do it because you promised yourself to do it. True effort also means focus. Many people start 5 things but finish none. A real fighter picks one path and walks it until the end. Without focus, your energy is scattered and your results are small. Sometimes real trying feels boring, and that is okay. Repeating the same exercises, reviewing the same words, or practicing the same skill can feel dull. But those boring hours are the hidden steps to mastery. You cannot skip them if you want true results. Imagine a person building a house. Every brick looks small and meaningless alone. But when you place brick after brick, the walls rise, and the dream becomes real. That is what true effort looks like: small actions repeated until they create something big. Another sign of real trying is sacrifice. You may give up TV time, late night scrolling, or endless excuses. Success demands space, and you must clear away distractions to make room. The price of effort is discipline, but the reward is freedom. Do not confuse speed with effort. Some people move quickly but without depth, and they burn out fast. Real effort is steady, like water shaping stone. Consistency always wins over rushing. Even when you feel no progress, effort is building something inside you. Patience grows, your character strengthens, and your skills improve in small invisible ways. Days of effort connect like links in a chain. Soon, that chain is strong enough to pull you to success. You will know you are truly trying when quitting feels harder than continuing. That is the turning point where effort becomes habit. Once you reach that level, success is only a matter of time. Effort has already carried you halfway there. So, what does true effort look like? It looks like action when you are tired, focus when you are distracted, and consistency when you want to stop. It is not about perfection but about persistence. That is the picture of real trying. Chapter 3: Why Giving Up is the Only Real Failure. Failure is not when you make mistakes. Failure is not when you fall down. Failure is when you decide not to get up again. The only true loss comes when you give up completely. Every great success story is full of mistakes. People who win are not perfect, but they keep standing after every fall. They learn, they adjust, and they try again. That is why they succeed while others stop. Think about a child learning to walk. The child falls many times, but never thinks of quitting. If the child gave up, walking would never happen. Success in life works the same way. When you quit, the story ends before the happy chapter arrives. You close the book before the hero wins. You never get to see the reward because you left too early. Giving up steals your own future. Mistakes are not the enemy, they are the teachers. Every time you fail, you learn what not to do next time. Each failure is like a step on the ladder of success. If you climb enough steps, you reach the top. Many people quit because results take longer than they expected. They want fast progress, and when it does not appear, they lose hope. But the truth is, progress is slow and invisible at first. If you hold on longer, the change will show. Imagine planting a tree and digging it up every day to see if it grows. The tree dies because you never gave it time. Quitting your goal is the same, it kills the dream before it has a chance to grow. Patience keeps the dream alive. Quitting also creates regret. Years later, you will wonder what could have happened if you kept going. That regret is heavier than any failure. Trying and failing is painful, but never trying or quitting early hurts forever. Life gives many chances, but quitting closes the door. You never know if the next try was the one that would work. Success often comes right after the moment most people quit. That is why persistence is so powerful. Even the strongest people feel like quitting sometimes. But they remember why they started, and that reason pushes them forward. Your reason, your why, can carry you through the hardest times. It is your shield against quitting. If you think about it, quitting does not save you from pain. It only gives you the pain of never knowing what could have been. Struggle may hurt, but regret cuts deeper. That is why continuing is always the better choice. So remember this, mistakes do not make you a failure. Slow progress does not make you a failure. The only thing that makes you fail is quitting. As long as you keep trying, your story is not finished yet. Chapter 4: Success Stories, Small Steps, Big Results. Success often begins with very small steps. A writer starts with a single page, not a whole book. A runner begins with 1 mile, not a marathon. Big results are born from little actions repeated daily. One famous story is about Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb. He failed more than 1,000 times before he found the right design. When asked about failure, he said he did not fail, he only discovered many ways that did not work. That is how persistence turns into history. Another story is J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter. Before her books became famous, many publishers rejected her. She was poor and struggling, but she kept writing. Her small steps created one of the biggest successes in literature. Small steps also change ordinary people's lives. A student who studies just 10 new English words every day will know 3,650 words in a year. At first it looks small, but later it becomes power. That is the magic of small, consistent effort. Think about athletes who win gold medals. They do not train hard once a month. They practice every single day, even when they do not feel like it. Over time, the little sessions create a champion. Even businesses start small. Apple began in a garage. Amazon started with one man selling books online. Great companies are proof that giant trees can grow from tiny seeds. Your own story can work the same way. Maybe you start by reading one page of English daily. Maybe you speak for 5 minutes with a friend. These tiny steps build the strong road toward fluency. The key is not to underestimate the small. Many people ignore little efforts because they seem too weak. But time multiplies those efforts into something huge. Small steps are quiet, but they are powerful. Every success story has moments of doubt. Winners did not always feel confident, but they always took the next step. One step does not look like much, but it keeps the dream alive. That is what separates dreamers from achievers. Even when others laugh at your small start, do not stop. People laughed at the Wright brothers before they flew. People doubted Elon Musk before rockets landed themselves. History respects those who keep stepping. Small steps also teach patience. You learn to trust the process instead of chasing fast results. Each day you add a little progress, like drops of water filling a jar. One day you will look back and realize the jar is full. So never be ashamed of starting small. Every giant journey begins with one step. Every success story is made of tiny pieces put together. Your small steps today are writing your big results tomorrow. Chapter 5: How to Keep Going When It Feels Hard. Every journey feels exciting at the start. Motivation is high, and energy is strong. But as time passes, the hard days arrive. The challenge is not starting, but continuing when it gets tough. One way to keep going is to remember your why. Ask yourself why you began in the first place. Maybe it is for your family, your future, or your dreams. That reason can carry you through dark times. Break the big goal into small pieces. A mountain looks impossible to climb all at once. But if you focus on one step at a time, you will reach the top. Small goals give you daily victories. Rest is also part of the process. You do not have to quit just because you are tired. Take a short break, breathe, and then return stronger. Resting is not the same as giving up. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Friends who believe in you can give energy when you feel weak. If you are alone, listen to inspiring voices through books, videos, or podcasts. Positive voices remind you not to quit. Reward yourself for progress. Even small wins deserve celebration. When you notice your own growth, you build confidence. That feeling of success pushes you to keep going. Do not compare yourself to others. Everyone has a different journey and a different pace. Focus on your own road and your own progress. Comparison kills motivation, but gratitude grows it. Use the power of routine. When effort becomes a daily habit, you do not argue with yourself about whether to continue. You just do it, like brushing your teeth. Habits protect you on the hard days. Another secret is to visualize the finish line. Imagine the joy you will feel when you achieve the goal. Picture the smile, the freedom, and the pride. That vision can pull you forward when energy is low. Remember that hard days are normal. They are not a sign of weakness, but a test of strength. Everyone who succeeds has passed through them. You are not failing, you are training. When it feels impossible, focus only on the next small action. Do not think about everything at once. Just ask, what can I do right now? One small move is enough to keep the fire alive. At the end of the day, persistence is more powerful than talent. Talent starts the race, but persistence finishes it. If you keep going, no matter how slow, you cannot lose. The only real defeat is stopping. You have now learned the simple truth: effort always brings you closer to success. Mistakes are not failure, slow progress is not failure, quitting is the only failure. Keep moving, one small step at a time, and your success will come. Thank you for watching Easy English Official. Remember, this channel is here to guide you, inspire you, and grow with you. Subscribe for more motivation in simple English, and never forget, if you keep trying, you cannot lose.